So yesterday, actually, this explosive news hit, and I think it was Politico that actually broke it as though somebody leaked it to them, that Governor Newsom single-handedly influenced a bill, the $20 an hour minimum wage bill that was passed last year. He signed it into law, but there's this exemption in it, which turns out is for a friend of his, someone he actually went to school with, who is also a billionaire franchise business owner, but specifically the owner of Panera Bread. And what the bill has in it, which is absolutely stunning, is this language that specifically exempts from the $20 an hour minimum wage any business that specifically bakes bread on the premises and sells it separately, as though it's a bakery. So bakeries supposedly are not subject to the $20 an hour minimum wage. Well, this just went viral, and what we at the Globe reported on is this is pretty gross. This is pay to play. This is unfortunately too common in California politics, where the wealthy, the very politically connected, are able to either get bills written on their behalf, or in this case, get something exempted on their behalf. We published our story yesterday, and today I received an email from a communications employee in the governor's office stating that our article and others like it were absurd and not correct. And the governor did not do this. He had nothing to do with it. Panera Bread is not named, as he said. And so I emailed him back and thanked him for the email. And if there's a correction necessary, we'll look at that, of course. But I had actually taken a screenshot of the language in Assemblyman Holden's bill, which is AB 1228, and it specifically had this language, which is unique to the Panera Bread business model, specifying that if they bake bread on the premises and sell it like a bakery, they are exempted from the $20 an hour minimum wage. So I emailed that back to him with my screenshot of the bill. He emailed me back some legal sounding language that appeared like it might have come from the bill, but I read through it. He said, this is what we're referencing. And I read through it and I didn't find it anywhere in the bill's language. So I emailed him one more time and said, hey, can you show me where you got this? I don't see it in the bill's language. And I haven't heard back from him. And that was an hour ago. The way the language reads, it specifically says fast food restaurant shall not include an establishment that operates a bakery that produces for sale on the establishment's premises bread. So only where the establishment produces for sale bread as a standalone menu item does not apply if the bread is available for sale solely. So it sounds to me like they're excluding bakeries that just sell bread, but they're allowing a bakery that sells bread separately, but also uses it for the sandwiches they make, which is the Panera business model.
There is more to this story. Our reporters have been working on this with the governor's office to find out what's their side of this story. The governor's office believes that Panera is not exempt from the law, and we've written a full article on what's going on with this. To the other side of this story, what the governor's office is saying, and we're going to leave it in the comments below. You should check it out. It's free. And now let's go back to the opinion.
So this fast food law applies to what you think of typically when you think of a fast food restaurant, a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, a Wendy's, any of the burger places, any of the fast food Mexican taco places. What's interesting about it is if it does not apply or it exempts the Panera style of food production, bakery items, as well as the bread that they use to make their own sandwiches, that would probably also exempt, say, a Subway, a Togo's, a sourdough and company type of, where they bake their own bread also. They sell it, but they use it for sandwiches. So it's going to be interesting to see in the next few weeks the reactions to this bill and if there's going to be some sort of a cleanup bill offered, because this is a mess. What's interesting about this is what I wrote in the article is give a donation, get an exemption. I mean, this is true pay to play politics. And all it took probably was a phone call from a friend of Governor Newsom's to go, whoa, what is this $20 an hour thing you're pushing on the state? This is what corruption in plain sight looks like. This is how it's done. It's a phone call by connected people.